This is KFDM Sports Extra with Mike Friedman and Cam Sanderson.
Indeed. Hey, everyone, all of Southeast Texas and anywhere you're watching us from. We're on News on KFDM on YouTube. This is the KFDM Sports Extra podcast. I'm Mike Friedman alongside Cam Sanderson. We've got a treat today. We're back after, well, I guess a little more than a month.
Oh, yeah. We haven't done it since state championships.
Cam and I decided to kind of just chop it up like this and talk. It was right before the state championship week, and we had two teams that went to state. Yeah, didn't get the results there.
Right.
All right, we're back now, and it's kind of fitting that this week was the UIL Realignment because we've got different districts, pretty much from top to bottom, really, when you think about it. Some teams went down, some teams moved regions, things like that. And we do have a guest in-house tonight. It's Bridge City head football coach and athletic director of the Bridge City
and athletic director.
Josh Smalley. Yeah, there he is. Josh Smalley joining us here now. Coach, we are, as we're taping this here on a Tuesday, we're just a day after the UIL Realignment was released. Yeah. Your district, the only change was you lost Hardin Jefferson. What did that do for you?
We kind of knew that going into it. We had talked to each kind of head coach if they were going to opt up. Last time they realigned us, Liberty, and Hardin Jefferson opt up to 4A-D1. Right. And so we kind of knew that they had decided not to. So when you look around the state and the district, we didn't figure there was anybody else pull in. So we kind of figured we'd already be in a 7-team district. We'd already gone out and found our 4 non-district games, just anticipating that. So it really didn't do much for us as far as any kind of shockers or surprises. Our big mystery was going to be, does Kilgore, Tyler Chapel Hill, does that district go Region 2 or does that stay Region 3? So that's really the only thing when I opened up the paperwork to kind of see what happened there. But really no surprises for us.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. We've got here, this is your district as it stands now. You are the defending 4A Division I district champs.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. What concerns you about these guys?
Everybody. Honestly, we talked today about it as a group. We were all together today drawing our schedules up, and it's really a competitive district top to bottom. I feel like you can go in any Friday night and you can win, or you can go in and lose depending on how you play that night. There's, I don't really feel like there's one juggernaut in there that you look at and go, oh my goodness, that's the team or something. I think it could be any of us. And Vider is going to be. They were all sophomores last year. They're going to be a lot better. LCM is always well coached with great talent. Lumberton is well, same thing. Livingston's got some of the best looking kids in the district when they get off the bus, and Liberty, that guy does an unbelievable job getting those kids out to play. And then Huffman has a strong history of being competitive and winning a lot of football games. So I got a ton of respect for the coaches in the district and the kids. So it's every night there's nobody on our schedule in the district that I really feel like you can just go, okay, well, this is kind of a night off. It's competitive top to bottom, so it should be fun.
Well said. You did mention you met this morning in Liberty, right?
Right.
To decide your district
schedule.
Give us that story. Yeah. It was quite interesting.
Well, when the one thing Hardin Jefferson opting out did was it put us in an odd team district, which means your district bye will be somewhere in your district schedule. Whereas in the last couple of years we had 8, so everybody had the same bye the same week. Mm-hmm. And so I was telling my wife, I was telling the superintendent, I said, this is okay. I said, we just don't need to draw the last bye. I would prefer not to have the last bye. Going 10 straight games in a row, I said, so I got to the place this morning and all the coaches were sitting there and I was like, all right, fellas, let's do this. I said, but, I've been, just let's not get the last one. And I said, but I know I'm going to get it because I've been making a big deal about it, and sure enough, I pulled that number out of the hat and lo and behold, our bye is the last week of the regular season. So,
hey, you know what though? Port Arthur had a very similar situation this year. Played all their games, had their bye, went to the state semis.
Tyler Chapel Hill did too. West Orange did it the years we were in 4A when I was at Orangefield. West Orange had the last bye, and they were fine. It's you just do it, and then you turn around and you have enough different mindset as to we got to play. Let's go play. And if you're fortunate to be in the playoffs at that time, it gives you an extra week to kind of prepare for what you're facing in round one. So at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. It was just ironic that I had been saying, man, don't really, really prefer not to have that. And then, don't go with me to the casino, I guess is the story of the day.
What Coach left out of that story is they literally are drawing numbers
Out of a hat, yeah.
Yeah, Jake's McDonald's had at Lumberton. He didn't even wash it. It stunk like high heaven, and we were pulling numbers out of that thing.
Oh, that's too funny, Coach. Very good. Let's take a look. You did mention just a little bit about your region.
Yeah, we can pull that up right now.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Oh, man.
Tim's the one that
This is fun.
around,
Yeah, you
but
see.
Let's zoom in. That's a little small. There we go. All right.
Good catch, man.
This is Region 3.
Yeah.
There you guys are up in the upper left there. District 9, 4A Division 1, Region 3. Obviously, over there in District 12, you've got the defending state champion, Stephenville.
Giddy up.
You mentioned that a little bit yesterday.
That district's tough. Look at that thing. China Spring, Lampasas, Marble Falls, Stephenville, Gerald. I mean, it's Stephenville's southwest of Fort Worth, and I mean, they're in our region.
Yeah.
So, obviously really competitive. I was telling the coaches today when we got beat by Kilgore in round 3, walking off the field, I said, man, that might be one of the best defenses I've ever seen in my life. And then Stephenville said, excuse me, and shuts them out in the state championship game, So obviously they've got a really good team. And so the region, yes, we lost Chapel Hill, Kilgore, that group, but it didn't really get any easier because you dropped these guys in. Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing it did do for us is whoever in our district makes the playoffs, you're not seeing Pine Tree, Kilgore in round 1. We got a different opponent in round 1, which is, the Houston area. So you do lose that, but the whole region as a whole, heck, Sealy was a round 3 team versus West Orange, and they're moved up, and Bay City, El Campo, Navasota. You're not talking about bad football teams anywhere on that list. So, we lost the District of Doom, so to speak, but the region itself is still really competitive and really tough.
Right. Very good. And by district, you played District 10 or?
10, yeah. We would match up with Willow Ridge, Austin, Northside, Sterling.
Fort Bend, Willow Ridge.
Stafford. I saw Stafford on film last year versus getting ready for Kilgore. They're a really athletic, good team. So, I mean, it's not easy by any means, but it's not walking the plank as we did the last couple of years.
Is it crazy here in early February, to be thinking about facing these teams? I mean, this is
it's so stupid.
Away.
I got back to the office yesterday, and I was pulling up film on those kids on Austin and Northside and Sterling just to kind of see, what do they look like? What do they do? How good are they? So, but if you're going to be prepared, you got to prepare and know what you're getting into. And so
that's what a lot of probably our viewers don't understand is this is a year-round thing for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it never stops. I mean, from when we get knocked out of the playoffs to, now you start playing an off-season and then you get into off-season and now you're playing all that. And then now we do the UIL thing. And so now you're focused on, okay, look, we got to work on that. And then you go into the summer and you do summer workouts. And before you know it, it's, 125 degrees, August 4th.
Yeah.
You're out there on the turf getting ready to go. It's a 365 deal, 100%. And so, the job never ends.
And the hat you wear is not just head football coach. You're athletic director. You mentioned you're going to go. We'll take this on a Tuesday. Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to a basketball tonight.
We got girls basketball at home tonight versus Lumberton. And we're blessed right now that we have a lot of our programs are doing really well. Nothing to do with me. We got great coaches and we got great players. Volleyball went 3 rounds deep. Football went 3 rounds deep. Our fall tennis team made it to the second round. Girls basketball, I think it's 25-2 right now, ranked 6th in the state. Boys basketball is leading the district right now. Soccer is competitive. And then now baseball and softball, track, golf, tennis, all powerlifting, all this stuff's about to crank up. So, these last couple of years in Cardinal Country have been fun. They've been nice. It's nice to see the community gather around the kids and the excitement of some of the success we've had. So, but it's the same thing we've said about football. Like this year doesn't care about last year. Last year was great. It was fun. We enjoyed it, but that really has zero effect on how we carry over the next year. So we've got to. Business has got to step up, and we address that in off season every day. We've always been the hunters. We've never really been the hunted, and when you've got that trophy in your office, you're now the hunted. And so how do we maintain that, and how do we prepare now that team we're the ones people are chasing? And so it's a little different mindset for our kids, but they've accepted it and they've been working hard.
your second year back at Bridge at Bridge City.
Yeah.
Are there things that still you're learning, or are you entrenched?
Yeah, I mean, things are different. Just some of the minor things, as far as how budgets are run, or it's just different things like that.
Yeah.
But as far as the culture of the community or the school district itself, born and raised there, worked there multiple times, so I pretty much knew that going into it. I think it was just more or less of getting in there, getting to know the kids, because I'd been gone for 12 years. So some of those kids I coached last year and this year were in kindergarten or not even in school, when I was there the last time. So getting to know the kids, having them getting to know me, diving into the hallways and just talking to teachers and administrators and custodians and food service people, and just trying to get into the community, into the school, and get them to know me and buy into what we were selling. We brought in some coaches, some coordinators that are really good. We brought in some other assistant coaches, and my whole goal by going there is just to try to kind of get some consistency there. There had been 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years when we got there. Well, it's hard to win. There had been 3 head coaches in 5 years when we got there. It's hard to have any program to be successful when the turnover is turnover and turnover. So, this is my last stop. Good Lord willing. Like I'm not ready to retire, but like this will be the place I retire from. And so my main goal was to just get people in, establish some kind of consistency to where every program has a strong foundation to build on. And so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Can you give our viewers an example of in season what a typical day is for you? When does it start? When does it end? What goes on?
We start school early. Like first period for us starts at 7:25, so we get out at 2:55, which is good. Okay. So like if it's a game day, let's say basketball Tuesday, something like that, volleyball, whatever. Let's say today, if we were in school, which we're not, we're on winter break. But I would usually get there between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. I go in, get the coffee pot rolling, get some coffee. I go up to the front of the school in the cafeteria, and I help with supervision of kids, just kind of help monitor, kids coming in before school. They're all in the cafeteria waiting to go to class. So that gives me time to kind of interact with maybe kids that aren't in athletics, that don't know me or whatever, don't ever see me, but I can go interact with those guys and kind of get to know them. Bell rings. I'll head back to the office. We got junior high athletics first and second period, so I'll go be visible, go be a part of that first and second period. Third period, I'll usually go back up to the high school and help with class changing things, like see if they need anything done. You need me to go cover this, whatever you need me to do. Fourth period, we'll start getting ready for athletics. Athletics is fifth period football for us, so we'll start going in the weight room, setting it up, getting it ready. And in fifth period, the kids have a long ways to go from the high school to the field house. So they hit the ground running. You'll see them leaving the back of the high school, running to the field house. They get dressed. Right now we're in the weight room, so we'll hit the weight room for 30, 35 minutes, end it with a lap on the track. Then I go to lunch, and I stand by the back of the cafeteria to let the kids in the door, the athletes coming in, to let them in so they're not beating on the door or anything like that, disturbing class. So I'll let them in. And then sixth period and seventh period is normally sit down with my administrative assistant and figure out, hey, what are we doing? POs, purchase orders, ordering things coming up, what's good, what's bad, what's going on. And then eighth period is athletics with girls, baseball, all the other sports really. And then after school is practice. Like right now it's powerlifting practice, track practice, baseball practice, softball practice. And I'll try to walk around to each of them, see how they're doing, visit with kids, visit with coaches. And then if we have a game, if we're hosting a game, then you're there from, it could be 4:30 to 9 o'clock at night. And then you get home about 10, whatever it is. And then the next day you repeat. So football season's a little different because you're involved in Saturdays and things like that. But like, out of season, it's not as much weekends as possible. But in season, if you want an in-season schedule, I mean, it's 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Wednesday's church night, so we get out a little bit earlier, 6 a.m. to maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then Thursday you have a JV game. If you're hosting it, you're getting done. You get home at 10 o'clock in the night. And then Friday, depending on where you play, if it's a home game, you might get home at 11 o'clock, 11:30 p.m. we pulled in from Huffman last year at 1 a.m. And we were back up Saturday at 8 a.m. for work on Saturday. So, and then we give the coaches Sunday off. UIL, we can't do anything with kids on Sunday, which I think is fantastic. They need time to go live their life and be kids. And we don't make the coaches come up. A lot of people do. They work 7 days a week. We give ours off on Sunday but with laptops and huddle, and you can do a lot of stuff at home. And I'm just a big believer on the coaches need time to go to church, spend time with their kids, spend time with their families. And I don't think I've ever gotten beat because we didn't work on Sundays.
Yeah.
I think, I can go back to every game I've lost, which is a lot. And we didn't tackle, we turned it over, we didn't coach well, but it wasn't because we weren't up there and our cars weren't in the parking lot on Sunday afternoon. So we usually give them Sunday as a day off. But man, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of hours, a lot of work. You can't do it without a supportive wife, supportive family, because they're going, you're going a lot, and so it helps to have that. But it gets exciting.
Yeah, what great insight there.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's exciting.
Well said. All right. Let's continue to talk about little realignment. Coach said he'd hang out with us as well. So we'll move on. We'll talk about another.
Let's see what the next one is.
Change. What's the next one?
I don't know. Yeah, I got him.
3A Division 1.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right. Well, this was your old district, Coach.
Yeah.
Orangefield in there.
I was there for 8 years in that district.
Hey, yeah.
No, 4 years in that district. 8 years I was. No, 12 years at Orangefield. I'm lost. I'm telling you right now. It's been. I need another winter break.
Well, at Orangefield, you went from 4A to 3A.
When I was at Orangefield,
I jumped up and down.
the 12 years I was at Orangefield, 8 of those years we were 4A.
Yeah.
Only 4 of those years we were 3A.
Okay.
But no, it was 12 great years at that place. I really loved the Orangefield, the community, the people there, the kids. That was really the toughest thing in this profession, decision I've ever had to make, because you're somewhere 12 years, you care about people and they care about you, and having to walk in that weight room and tell those kids, hey, look, I'm leaving. Not only am I leaving, I'm going to that place
school
across the bayou. That was not fun. And we brought the coaching staff into the library that morning, and I'm looking, at them, trying to talk to them, and there's Rebecca Ragsdale and Sarah Nash, and there's tears, coming down their eyes, and I'm, doing this, trying to be a man and not cry, and talking to them. And so it was difficult. It was difficult, but they've landed in a good spot. I felt like it was in a good spot when I made the decision to leave, with the coaching staff that was in place there, and Coach Bro's gone in there and done better things and made it better than when I was there. So he's taken it over and done great things with it. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, they're doing well.
I just want them to lose one game a year.
Just one.
Yeah,
just lose one game a year. That's all I care about.
The valuable.
Great.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Which you did mention, not on here, but earlier you've ironed out your schedule. So what week is the valuable?
Week two. Week two. The Bobcats will be coming to Bridge City this year.
All right.
So
I think that's
It's like the first week of September, probably.
First Friday of September.
Yeah.
4th, maybe September 4th.
Oh.
I know we play West Orange at West Orange on 9/11, so it's the week before that. So 7 days would be the 4th.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun one.
Crazy we remember on this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember what day we played West Orange.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm the same way. I can't remember something I said 10 minutes ago. Yeah, very good. All right. Well, in this district, let's pretend that you're back in this district.
Yeah.
Who do you see coming out of this one?
Orangefield, I think they're going to be better this coming year than they were last year. They're losing Manning, which is big, and they're losing the Menard kid, which is huge.
Yeah.
But quarterback, this will be his 4th year to play varsity quarterback. Most of their skill guys last year, receiver and DBs, were young, so they'll all be back. And I think he has 4 offensive linemen back. So the majority of that team's coming back, and I got the utmost respect for Coach Sutherland and East Chambers, what they do.
Right.
I don't know how you would not label the Bobcats the favorite right now going into the season. Hardin dropping down to Division II.
Yeah.
But I would say, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but Orangefield, East Chambers, Anahuac, I really look for those guys to kind of rebound a little bit, what they do. And then I haven't seen Cold Spring ever, so that's hard for me to kind of talk about. But Kirbyville's got athletes. We got them week 1. So, but I'd say Orangefield, EC, Anahuac, and then one of those other ones coming.
Someone else will be 4th. they'll be fighting for.
Yeah,
fourth.
and I don't want to hurt nobody's
Tarkington
feelings.
moved into that district.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of interesting.
Tarkington-
Obviously, they were just in that,
Yeah.
The way that what they kept referring to as SEC of Southeast Texas. You got West Orange, Stark, Silsbee, Hampshire, Finette, and those poor guys were just getting beat up left and right.
The
So
Tarkington head coach at the Region 5 Center yesterday had a huge smile on his face.
I'm sure he did.
There's no doubt.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did.
I would want to dodge that district for sure.
Be the fourth team that comes out of
They
that.
could be.
Shepherd did not have a huge smile on his
I'm
face.
sure.
But Tarkington was fired up.
Shepherd stayed up there in their district. You mentioned you're playing Kirbyville week 1. They
Yeah.
came to you
Yeah.
and wanted to play, right?
Yeah. He got us after we played, and he just said, "Hey, look, and I have the same philosophies he does. If we're going to try to get better and compete for district championships, we got to play good people." So he's like, "Hey, I'd really like to play y'all if you don't mind." And amen, let's go. So we're going to go to him week 1, and he's done a really good job of getting more numbers out and getting more kids out, and the kids compete and play hard. And every year we play them, it's tight early, and then we've just got the numbers game on him. And so, but he does a good job with him. He's a great guy. So he's turning some things around over there for
And
sure.
that's not always the case. Some coaches will shy away.
Yeah. Look, I've been head coach 14 years. There's probably been years I've shied away myself.
Yeah.
I told somebody I'll never play West Orange again until the UIL makes me, but
Oh, there you go.
but here we are. And after facing Pine Tree last year and Chapel Hill this year and Kilgore this year, if those are the teams that we want to be, we've got to play West Orange. And after talking to Hiawatha, he really credits the fact of how far they went this year as to play in La Vega 4 times in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He said, we've played them 4 times. Like, I really feel like that helped us get to where we need to be. And he's right, and so we've
You get
toughened
a
up.
first-hand look at what you need to be, how you need to play.
Yeah. And it makes you better. I mean, that's why even when I was in Orangefield, there's years we played Newton and played Silsbee. There's years we scrimmaged Newton and did and we always scrimmaged LCM, which was a lot bigger school than us. But I felt like at the end of the day, that would make us better for the run. And some years it did, some years it didn't. But I probably shied away at times from some things that we were talking earlier about. All those realignments and. There's always those schools hanging around. How you want to play, how you want to play, how you want to play, and there's always that one school that ends up everywhere, and they got that C on their shirt, and you don't know if it's Comusnil or Carthage, and because the C's look exactly the same.
Yeah, because one you'll play.
Yeah, you're real friendly going up to and shaking his hand. The other one you're like going to get coffee and trying to avoid like the plague. It's always funny to see how people when that Carthage guy moves into the room, everybody's kind of migrates to other places. They're trying to avoid that dude. But West Orange picked him up, for non-district. So kudos to Hiawatha. And,
Man.
And I know with what all West Orange has coming back off our state finals team, they probably. They probably got the goods to go in there and play them well.
Yeah, give them a tough
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
fired up for that one. This should be a good little state rematch. And
that's nice that they did that.
Yeah.
All right, we mentioned Newton and stuff. Let's see if we can go to 3A D2.
Yeah, let's see. Are they next? I don't know. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so 3A Division 2. Hardin, who's the defending 3A Division 1 district champs, dropped down to 3A D2. They move into this district. We talked to Chad Taylor yesterday during the realignment, and he's like, he knows a lot about Newton, but hasn't had to play them. And who would look forward to that?
Yeah.
Right? Newton has not lost a district game since 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the second longest district win streak
It's
in the
astronomical.
state.
That's obscene.
It's over 80.
Yeah.
straight.
That's
it's crazy,
it's
right?
Nuts. Yeah.
What does Drew Johnston do that has made them so successful?
He gets kids on the bus. No, I mean, they're first of all they're extremely talented.
Yeah.
But they're unbelievably well coached, and if you look at their staff, a lot of those guys have been in Newton forever. They've never left.
Yeah.
And so when you get that consistency, that coaching staff, and they know the community, know the kids, hiring Drew after his dad passed was the right thing to do, and so those kids knew that family and bought in. What's amazing to me is, you're talking about a school with 280 kids total.
Yeah.
And so maybe half of those are boys,
Right.
and they're able to do and compete with people.
It doesn't
he'll
make
play
any
anybody.
sense at all.
He'll play anybody. He plays West Orange. He'll play Silsbee.
Right.
He plays teams that are 2, 3, 4 times the size.
Sure.
And to his kids' credit, they go out and it doesn't matter who it is, and they get after it, and they're really successful. He texted me last night asking me about Tyler Chapel Hill, and he said, "Hey, we can't find game. They can't find game. They want to play." And I said, "Coach, athletically, you'll match up with them 100%. I said, but they're going to dress out about 50. They're quadruple your size. I said, but like, do I think you go and play? I'll take Newton against anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they all say the same
it's
thing.
Tough when they're 3 times your size.
Yeah, I mean, at some point numbers come into play.
Right.
But it's funny because it's him, it's Newton, it's West Orange. And I'm sure Memorial and those guys have the same issues, but every year they're like, nobody will play. Can't find a game.
Right.
Nobody will play. Can't find a game. Nobody will play. Can't find a game. And I remember being in Orangefield and Cornell said the same thing. Can't find a game. God, I can't find no games. I got to go over here. And I said, hey, quit being good.
Yeah.
I said,
all that winning.
Everybody and their brother's calling me for a game. And I mean, like, I'll trade with you. I'll go to Austin and compete for a state title if that means nobody wants to play me. Yeah. I said, you ain't getting no sympathy over here. Quit. The same thing with them. Quit being good. I mean, I don't want to hear it.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Teams don't
like everybody in the state's calling me for a game. But I get it. So I'll trade with you in a heartbeat.
That's funny. That's really good. All right. Well, obviously, no one's going to pick against Newton. I don't think anyone in this room or anyone watching
can't pick against Newton.
I am not. I will say Hardin.
They're gonna
what they do offensively. Is kind of what you need if you're going to do it. Those 2 years I was in Orangefield that we beat Newton, it was ball control, keep their offense off the field, score, but like. You need 15, 14 play drives. You need to keep their offense on the sideline. You need to run. Each possession needs to be 6 or 7 minutes. And obviously you got to finish with some points. Yeah. And that's what Hardin does. Yeah. And and that's so you got to shorten the game. Worst thing you could do is go out and throw it 3 times in 10 seconds and give them
yeah.
So if the best way to negate their athleticism offensively is to keep them on the sideline. Yeah. So what Hardin does is, I mean, it's good for that. Now, I mean, you still got to do it, but they're and I love Chad Taylor. I don't know if there's a better person on earth. That guy's awesome.
He's a good guy.
Awesome. Woodville's obviously really competitive, and they got a quarterback that's picking up Division I offers left and right. So they're they're good. I like to see what Warren does. I think they're still looking for a coach. And then Kuntz and New Waverly. I don't know much about New Waverly, but I know Kuntz is normally athletic as it gets too. So. I mean, you never know. I would think Newton, Woodville, Hardin probably in, and then you're looking at Warren, New Waverly, Kuntz fight for that last spot, I would think.
Yeah. What's interesting about Hardin is you mentioned that offense. They're going to lose their 2 guys that led the team in rushing, Javion Watley and Trevor Jones, but the O-line is about all coming back.
Yeah.
And I went out to their practice during the season. I've never seen it. They have the whole team pushing that blocking sled. Like they have 100 yards, turn around. Quarterback's doing it, kickers doing it. Doesn't matter what position you play. So those guys,
welcome to small school football.
Yeah, they're conditioned. So it's fun. Like I'm looking forward to that game against Newton. Now last year I was looking forward to the Woodville Newton game, and it wasn't even close. I sat right here and said I think they could do it, and oh my goodness was I shocked. So I don't know. It is hard to pick against them, but
I don't think you can until somebody does it. I mean, I feel the same way about anybody. I felt the same way about LCM last year. Until somebody goes and takes the trophy, they're the team to beat.
Yeah.
Until somebody beats Carthage, they're the team to beat.
Oh yeah.
I feel the same way about Newton.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
All right, let's look at some more districts.
Let's see what we got next.
Realigned.
Oh, here you go. This is a fun one.
Yeah, this is what we like to call the SEC of Southeast Texas.
You run from this district too.
A tough district. And
this is a scary one.
Decided to leave Division I, drop down.
Go back down.
Or join this group here. So you've got Hampshire Fed, Hardin Jefferson, Jasper Shepherd stuck in there. Poor Pirates.
Good thing is they're returning a lot of guys. They might compete.
Yeah, we'll see. They're not in our viewing area.
I don't have to please anybody.
Yeah.
I
love their head coach. Miles is a great guy, so I'll say that about him. He's an unbelievable guy. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about this is it's a 6-team district, and those are so fortunate, especially if you just want to make the postseason, because you go in there, you win 2 games. All you have to do is win 2 district games, but. I'll ask you this. Hardin Jefferson had the opportunity to opt up again.
Right.
They chose not to. And what he told me yesterday when I talked to him about it is just sometimes when you match up against those schools with bigger numbers, you just don't have the guys down the line. I mean, is that something you guys struggle with?
Yeah, I mean, we're a little different because, we're right there on the edge for D1 anyway. I think this year we missed it by 4 kids.
Okay.
Wow. So, we're right there at D1 numbers. So we're we're a big,
but you jump up.
We might have been the biggest D2 team in the state had we been D2. So we're right there at the numbers, and he's right. I mean, when you play us and the Lumbertons and the Huffmans, there's not many kids that are going both ways. If they are, it's the skill guys that are playing receiver, DB type guys.
Yeah.
Most of the upfront guys are one-way guys, and so we're running in fresh people. And when you're the smaller school, I mean, you play offense, you punt, and 7 of those guys turn around and get on defense, and you just physically get kind of wore out. So he's right about that. They did what they felt was best for their kids, and I'm not ever going to dispute that. It may be the best thing for them. They're really talented skill-wise, like really, really talented skill position-wise. I think he thinks that they got a better shot of just, hey, if we're going to play everybody both ways and you're playing everybody both ways, then we got a pretty good shot to compete.
Absolutely. They have some interesting athletes. I'm really excited to see that DeCorian Warren guy. He is a fun player to watch, and I think he's going to have some more bigger roles this season. So it'll be fun to watch them. Jasper obviously had a little bit of a down year, but it's Jasper. It's like you don't really. I just expect them every year to figure it out at some point, and they do have young guys coming back, and so that's what's going to be interesting for them. But that Silsbee, West Orange Stark, Hampshire Finette. I mean, Silsbee, I don't know how they do it. That's something you talk about every year. You lose Draylon Miller, you get better. Right. You lose Mikey Mosher. You somehow you get a receiver to play quarterback, and he competes for the Southeast Texas Heisman Award. I can't even fathom how Silsbee does it every year. Hampshire Finette's returning a lot of guys. West Orange Stark's returning a lot of guys, a lot of their best guys too. Is what's they'll be the team to beat in that district, no doubt.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be so fun. I love those 6-team districts. I just love them so much. You can get in.
I see West Orange Stark as the favorite here again, but in this district, at least for me, I think it's up for grabs.
Anyway,
I think anybody could have
I don't disagree.
Right?
I think with West Orange going to state last year and everybody they got coming back, I think you have to put them at the top going into it. Silsbee and Hampshire, you're probably right there neck and neck. But, like I said, you go play well, you can beat anybody. If you don't play well, you're going to get beat by anybody.
Right.
Silsbee, Coach Smith is unbelievable. He does a really good job. They're going to be big up front. His son is an offensive lineman. He's a heck of a player. We've been scrimmaging the last couple of years, so we've been seeing them and kind of what they got. He does a great job. Hampshire, I haven't had a whole lot of dealings with in the last probably 5 or 6 years just because we haven't played them or scrimmaged them. But you read the headlines, and I know they got a quarterback that's pretty stinking good coming back, and they've always had athletes that have been good, so they're going to be there. Jasper, I know, was extremely young last year, so you're looking for them to bounce back. Shepherd and HJ, I played HJ the last 2 years. I like Coach Bass and what he does, and I'm telling you, they're skill wise, they're going to be really good. They're really scary in the skill position. So, and then Shepherd, Miles kind of does. It's not the same as what Hardin does, but it's the same kind of philosophy. We're going to put 11 in the box and run the football and try to shorten the game. So he'll have them well coached, but that is definitely a tough district. I've been in the 6-teamers, and so I might have been a 5-teamer one time.
Oh, wow.
It might have been like crazy. Yeah. But I think it's West Orange's until somebody takes it from them.
Well said.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at another district change. And I think everything kind of changed. What changed in this? Well, they did get some new teams.
It's what didn't change.
Yeah.
It's just Dayton, Nederland, and P&G. Vider's not in this district. They're on the graphic.
Vider's going to be upset.
Yeah,
Vider, I know Coach Dubois.
He would
sees that,
not want to be in this district. But Dayton, Nederland, P&G, they stay. Everything else, Montgomery leaves. Lake Creek is gone. Yeah. Huntsville's gone. And you replace them for teams like Santa Fe, who, I grew up in P&G. I remember playing Santa Fe. Those poor kids, you feel bad for them. You used to smoke them. Texas City, that used to be, and it was never fair. Texas City, tough team, usually plays pretty well, and then Galena Park will, be interested. They're going to be probably one of those teams that's maybe fighting, probably get a 4th spot or just kind of hang at the end, but. Those top 3, those 3 at the top, I think are probably going to be the top 3 teams.
The one thing that's good about this, and Coach, maybe you talk, they moved back into Region 3, which is great. Plus, the teams won't have to in the playoffs play South Oak Cliff. In the regional final. Right?
No doubt. I mean,
this is back where they belong. I feel.
I agree with that. I mean, it definitely feels better for them being closer. I think you put P&G at the top of the list going into it. We're going to scrimmage Nederland this year with us, so we'll see kind of what they look like and what they've got. But I know that guy from Katy, Coach Rich, is a great coach, going to get them going. Dayton, to me, is kind of sometimes really, really good, and sometimes you just kind of roll the dice. But they seem to be playing well right now. Santa Fe at one time had hit a little bit of a good run. Like I know Vider played them a couple years ago or something, and they were pretty good. Texas City traditionally is athletic, and then Galena Park, not North Shore, but Galena Park usually has struggled in the Baytown League. So I'd say P&G, Neder, and Dayton, and then one of those other, either Santa Fe or Texas City, fight for the fourth. Vider probably does not have a chance in this district.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're probably not going to win this one.
I wish I could cover it.
But I don't know. I think it's ridiculous that P&G was playing South Oak Cliff.
Oh, yeah.
In a regional game, you know. And same way with us. I mean, there's a chance, depending on who gets in what 4 teams get in our playoffs, they could be playing Stephenville.
Right.
Yeah.
Stephenville's southwest of Fort Worth, in a regional football game. So you just never know what the UIL is going to do. And, I've known Dr. Harrison for a long, long time. And he is the world's best secret keeper there is, because I can't imagine how many phone calls or text messages he gets the week of or the week before trying somebody to get some information out of him. And to his credit, he has never leaked anything. I just can't imagine the obligation or the feat you have in front of you of trying to make it as even as possible and as doable as possible for every school, that you're going to have some times where it just everybody looks, including them, probably look at that map and go, well, that don't make sense. But it is what it is. And then, so it's good to have those guys back in Region 3. I know they're probably excited as heck to see it. And but yeah,
it's not a bad region either. I mean, for P&G's state, I mean, for them to have that opportunity, Alana, my girlfriend, her little brother's on the team. He's going to be a junior this next year, so he's going to be 2 years in this region, and that gets me hyped because I want those kids to make those state runs in, obviously. And it's a region I think that they should have a better chance of winning. And then Region 4. Really, I don't see too many teams out of there that I would be too concerned with P&G. How they rebound from losing a lot of guys this past year, that's going to be interesting. You lose, a good chunk of that O-line. You lose your quarterback who's been there, who won the state championship for you. So it'll be interesting. But they seem to figure it out every year. It's one of those teams, too. They just, every year, they got new guys coming in. It fits. It works in the system, and they win ball games. So.
Yeah. The region thing we didn't talk about, I forgot to mention in the West Orange District. I could see them whoever comes out of that district, I could see them making a run, because Carthage stayed Region 2 and La Vega went to Region 4.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And so, I mean, West Orange went last year, got everybody back. What's to stop them besides a Silsbee or a Hampshire Net or something like that?
Yeah.
So whoever comes out of the top of that district, I think the region is really set up for that person or that team to make a run to the game. Now, I mean, I guess you see La Vega and the regional, the state semis, but I mean, you got a chance So you got a chance, but I think if you come out of that district, you got a chance to make a good run because of where everybody else kind of ended up.
Okay.
It's so sad. It feels like it's been the past few years. It just seems like that could line up like one of those district matchups in the playoffs. I've been begging for it. I need that district to play in a playoff game because it's already just great atmosphere going in any of their games. So I would love to see it. Oh, come on, please give me that. That would be an unbelievable game.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, we can look at our last one. Port Arthur, Beaumont schools, and oh my goodness, there we go. The big thing I think for this district is, Lufkin, I believe, was still there. Galveston Ball still there. I look at LaPorte, and LaPorte's the interesting one, really, for me. Like, they're the one that stands out. But, no Barbers Hill. Right. And I think maybe...
And the reason for that, they moved up to
6A. Yeah. But I think this could be a more favorable district for our local teams. Losing Barbers Hill out of it, I think they have a chance. I'd like to see 2 of our teams again make the playoffs. We got fortunate enough to see that with Memorial and United.
Right.
Even if Westbrook can, get in there too, but. I feel like this is going to be a little bit better for them. I feel more confident, without Barbers Hill in the district to just kind of throw a loop in things.
I think that's fair. Coach, let me ask you, Westbrook. I mean, you live in the area, so you hear about Westbrook and things that Coach Langston's doing over there. What's been their struggle? What's been the problem they haven't had any playoff success?
I think when he first got there, they were still 6A.
Yeah, they were in that horrible
you're
district.
in there with North Shore, Tascasita.
This will be the
Summer
third year
Creek.
in 5A.
And I mean, when you were in there, that was really probably the district of death. North Shore, Tascasita, C, King, and Summer Creek. Like, good luck. And then with him dropping down, I think he's done a good job, and they're on a good trajectory to kind of get back to where they used to be. And I think knowing him and knowing the job he does, they're going to get back in that spot. It's just, sometimes when you're in that district, it's hard. It's hard to get kids to come out because they're looking at the district too, going, well, I don't want to go do that. But now you're 5A, and hey, we got a chance to go compete and play. So you probably get more kids out. You probably got a bigger belief system, and so it's probably going to help him. United getting in last year, kudos to that guy. Did an unbelievable job with that group and turning that program around.
Yeah.
PA, they're producing Division I athletes left and right. I'm so old. I remember Lincoln and SFA and Thomas Jefferson. And so you figure you combine those three things and you get what you get. Memorial, that guy, Lufkin, always traditionally really good. LaPorte, who may have the best stadium in the state of Texas.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Coach Beneathi over there, I got to know him a little bit. He was at Lamarck. He does a good job. So you're looking at top to bottom. There's 5 or 6 teams in that district that I feel like could get in and be at the 4th spot. I would put PA at the top right now for sure. But I believe in Coach Langston and Westbrook, and obviously the guy at United has done a really good job of getting those kids to buy in.
Yeah, Drew Williams there.
Yeah, Coach Williams over there.
Ball, I haven't seen a whole lot, to be honest with you, but I know they've been good. But Lufkin and PA, I feel like, probably the two going into it, and then,
Let me ask you real quick. At Port Arthur Memorial, Brian Morgan, the head coach there, they, as before last season, they removed the athletic director title from his position. He was just head football coach.
Yeah.
What would you think if they did that? Does that give you more time to focus on football?
Yeah, it does, because you're not necessarily worried about all the AD stuff, and I'm not sitting in a junior high basketball parent meeting or something like that, or rearranging playoff sites or whatever. It gives you a little more time, but it also, it means now you kind of, not that I don't answer to somebody. I got a superintendent and I've got bosses myself, but now he's got to, if you're just AD or if you're just football coach, you're running everything through somebody else, and so. But yes, time-wise, I bet it's freed up a lot of time and a lot of worry. I'm just focused. I'm coaching football. I'm not worried about, having to hire a JV volleyball coach and stuff like that. So there's a trade-off. Sometimes there's a money difference. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you're head football AD, you get a little bit more money than if you're just football. So sometimes there's a money difference on that. But if you're talking about just focusing on what you need to do, but a lot of the 5As and 6As have gone to that. They'll have a AD and they'll have a head football and sometimes name them campus coordinator. So that kind of gives them a little bit more responsibility.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
has done that for years.
You're right. Seems to be common in places where there's more than one school in the city.
Right.
I bet there's some things he likes about it, and I bet there's some things he probably would prefer not like. But at the end of the day, he ain't sitting in some of those meetings I'm sitting through, I promise you. So it's not necessarily all bad.
See some success the Titans did this past football season.
Yeah.
More so than I think in more recent years in the past.
Yeah, one of the best years in the school's history for sure.
Right.
I'm telling you, my first couple of years at Orangefield, it's game day. I'm on the field in pregame, and we were hosting a district volleyball game, I think, same night, whatever. And I literally had somebody walk up to me and say, "Coach, the scoreboard's not working in the gym." And I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to leave here?
Let me get the ladder and fix
he's not getting that coming to him, He probably said, go tell the AD, but I literally walked up to me like, the scoreboard's not working. I'm like, all right. Just that guy over there, go tell him. Like, what world am I living in right now? We're about to kick off, So there's a difference. There's a good and bad, I bet.
Yeah. Some things he's relieved from.
Sure, absolutely. No doubt. No doubt.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Well, this has been so much fun. Thanks so much.
It's over?
Yeah.
It's only been 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It's been a little.
That's all good.
Coach Smalley, we appreciate you coming in.
Appreciate y'all having me. It's been a blast.
All the insight. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back. Who knows? We'll be back next time.
Hopefully next week.
Yeah. Hopefully next week we'll have another coach in, and we'll chop up some more stuff. We'll talk about some more local Southeast Texas sports. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. This is the KFDM Sports Extra podcast. We'll see you again.
Thanks for watching the KFDM Sports Extra with Mike Friedman and Cam Sanderson.